Hi, good night, everybody.
Evening.
You know my name, which is? Okay. I've been writing poetry since 1971, and it started, I'm just going to say a little bit my background, right? So it started when I was in high school. I'm from England, and when I came at that time, I had a very strong British accent at the time. So somehow people think that if you have a strong British accent, you have the best English grammar and everything. So persons came to me for me to write letters. I was in a all-girls school, so I'm writing letters for their boyfriends. So the first one who came to me, I said to her, I don't know your boyfriend, so how am I going to write something? So she said, I'm going to tell you about him, and then you're going to write. So it looks like I wrote it, and it came out in rhyme. So it was the first time I even know I could do that. And then I had a whole line, you know? So everybody wanted to get the poem from me. So that's how it started. But I wrote poems, but I never read them. I never performed them. Up in the 2000s, there was an opportunity for me to go to a symposium in Orlando where there was 3,000 poets from all over the world. So that was pretty awesome. And you could enter the competition. And I thought entering the competition meant to give one of the written works. And at the last moment I was told, no, you have to perform it or you don't have a chance to win. So I went into panic mode because I had not read any of my poems to anybody up to that point. When I went into panic mode, I contacted my uncle who used to be at CPTC. He used to teach the persons to read on the news and so. And I said, I have only a little time and I need to be ready. And he took some time, just a couple of hours. And the poem that I'm going to start with is a poem that I won an international award. Actually won a publishing contract. And the person who was above me, who got a cash, when I sold my books, I ended up with more cash than the person who came first. So it was pretty awesome experience. And it's called The Wall. And when I started, all I thought of was, suppose the wall could speak, what would it say? And I ran with that thought. I stand here in the name of privacy, protection, and shelter. I am weak in the eyes of earthquakes and hurricanes. Yet the false sense of strength is not lessened because of their possible visit. My makers crucify me in the name of adorning me with their moods and attitudes, adorning me with their hopes. My relatives overseas have to wear an additional garment known to the locals as wallpaper. Why then do I bare my naked chest to those who have to enter my presence? I, of Caribbean origin, wonder what it would be like not to bare my naked chest. I have the complexion chosen by those who wish to be embraced by me. My complexion, dependent on my inhabitants, may be as fair as the sunlight that surrounds my outer shell, or as dark as loneliness. Once a year I seem to be noticed and perhaps being given a suntan and new adornments. I am weak, as my dwellers have to choose my appearance. Yet I am strong when the family of furniture arrives and has to blend with me and not I with them. When I feel ignored, I shed my tears. My tears are not of water. My tears are not of stone. My tears are flakes of solitude. My fears ignite when I watch those around me grow. Toddler Johnny has found the art of doodle and wishes to beautify me with his signature. Beautify me with his signature again and again. Careless Tom swears that a poster or two of his scary idols will shield me from harm. I am the protector. I need none of Tom's protection. And I'm the protector. Okay, so I felt the reason why I didn't perform poetry was because when I went to a lot of the poetry readings, everything was about slavery, black, white, you know. And I was thinking that it doesn't make sense to read my type of poetry because it doesn't fit in. But with the confidence that I've been getting by reading and people saying they like what they hear, I actually entered a JCDC for the first time last year, and I got a medal. And the poem that I wrote was written after, everybody had this time of just thinking during the pandemic. Right? So it's during that time I was just thinking, and I wrote the poem named Muted. What happens to the man who has no voice? What happens to the woman who has no choice? I pity those who think strong but are weak. I worry about the elderly who have no child to speak. Circumstances have led some down a rabbit hole, different paths traversing the totem pole. Those who live in dust too frail to sweep. Those with the stories they have to keep. Who will unmute the silenced crowd? Who will choose to talk out loud against those who think it is okay to demand that a minor does what they command? Against those who ignore a woman's weep, lifting fists to her, cutting dignity deep. Against those who are blind in an online world that trivializes their pain in a smartphone swirl. Who has the strength? Who has the tool of penetration? Media, legacy, gossip, parties, or the next generation? Who? This one I wrote because it's a little bit unbelievable. I'm actually going to be 62 this year, and I've never gotten any better at navigating the roads. Always getting lost. So all of my friends know if we're going in a convoy, I must not be in the front, or we're going on an adventure. I remember one time taking a shortcut. I see everybody taking the shortcut through Norbrook. Like I know what I do. And when I looked behind me and I saw 3 cars falling behind me, I said, yes, I'm on the right path, until I reached the dead end. And all of us were turning back. So this is called GPS, but my GPS is God's probably steering. Follow your nose is a famous direction, I'm told. But it seems my nose is crooked, as it always veers off the main road. My friends try to help me solve my difficulty of getting from A to B. They said the landmarks I hold on to should be something set permanently. They say, Dawn, you cannot mark the pink wall. What if they repaint it red? I will not find the landmark and reach a new destination instead. The word that drives me crazy is the silly road sign detour. I instantly go into panic mode as I know I'll be lost for sure. Believe me, the situation is bad. I remember one particular day, heading to Marcus Garvey Drive to do a pickup. I was sure I knew my way. My landmark was a solid one. I turned right at the big roundabout. I drove and drove confidently, amazed that my fuel didn't run out. Before I could see my landmark, I saw a toll booth approach, taking me to the foreign Portmore. They moved the roundabout to the cockroach. The United States malls are no better. I go in the east, I come out the west. The, they exist, sorry. Okay. They exist, all seem to be the same to me. They must have built-in GPS. I've even gotten lost on a balcony. Came out of the door for a call. When ready to return to the room, I didn't know which one it was at all. Thank God for this, God steering me each day. Adventurously, his shortcuts avoid me danger. It's a wonder I even reached here today. My problem couldn't be stranger. This poem I wrote recently. I wrote it for somebody who's close to me, who had been going through over 20 years of being controlled by her other half and deciding she couldn't take it no more. So she was sharing the process with me, and I felt the empathy, and I wrote, "Descend to Rise." As I descend the stairs of my home, I focus on the light beneath the door. It crawled towards me like a hunter. The hunter called out to me, "Come, it's okay, come." It carried the scent of freedom. Soon, this will be the last time I see this side of the door. The door that slammed shut my tears for 20 years. The door that meshed the fears of my independence. I stepped through the door with a vision of the final closing. Already my heart has a feather-like response. The squirrel looks at me and knows something is different. My step, increased confidence, my mind, strong with the mantra, not taking anymore. The road I have lived for 30 years has shrunken. I see the yellow reflection of nearby buttercups for the first time cheering me on. I continue to smell the snake of freedom chasing my echoes past. The strong, black, confident woman that everyone knows is no longer a charade, it's real. He tempered my moods and controlled my thinking, my friendships, my decisions. I'm awake now, with the strength of my ancestors led by my mother's grave, my path of pebbles now molten gold. I walk away from everything, my memories, my cell, my prison warden, my belongings. 30 years now condensed to a carload, fearless, triumphant, supported by the seen and unseen. I will rise victorious when I close the front door for the very last time. The shackles will be left at the doorstep. He can wipe his feet on the new doormat of shackles. He may not believe he has lost, but I surely will know I have won my life back. I'm driving away one carload of new memories, new destination, new adventures, new tomorrow, reborn, strong, black, confident, and truly independent. Okay, this last poem that I'm going to read is called Flicker. There was a poetry competition put on by a UK company in Jamaica, and this poem came second. A haze of yellow light seeping through the cracks of the closed door. The flickering of the strawberry and vanilla scented candles reflecting on your naked body. You look so serene and at peace, with your arms as a pillow eyes closed in safety. As I pass my palm over your body, your skin separated from mine only with warm oil. Slowly navigating your upper body, I felt all your indecisions, your fears, and your stress. With love pouring through my fingertips, I outlined the contour of your every muscle. I followed the path of your soul as it conversed with mine. The stress becoming dreams, the tension becoming excitement, the indecisions becoming a plan. My palm rode over the ridge of your buttocks, a particularly distracting area. Wading over the chocolate smooth distraction, I had to take a bite. Ooh la la. The aftertaste of the cinnamon scented incense filled the room perfectly. I closed my eyes as I maneuvered those well-defined thighs, the slightly scarred calves to the tip of your toes. My body, now stretched beside yours in nakedness, called for an encore, a journey up your spine to the small of your neck. Turn over, I whispered. Awaken from your slumber, your fantasy, your reality. Reoiling my hands, I reopen my eyes. I see the flicker on your chest, your navel. Again I careen with a more gentle hand. Your body now relaxes under my fingertips, through the hair on your chest towards your navel, down to the feet and up again, pleasingly omitting the focal point of this pose, until, without making love, you are satisfied. The flicker, your pleasure. The flicker, now my pleasure.
Give it up, give it up, give it up, give it up.